This a different type of body. You could tell if I ride it. He never had no fluffy on top it. He said big girls not his type. I bet I can make him change his mind. Change.
Sit down right there. Woo! It's your birthday. Happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my honey bun. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish. Yay! Do you like it? All right, y'all, so let's make this birthday king a big breakfast. So we're gonna go ahead and start our water for our grits, and we're gonna put a lid on that so the water can start boiling. And while that's going on, we're gonna go ahead and put the Beyond Beef breakfast sausages in the air fryer. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on bake. I'm just gonna set the proper temperature and go ahead and get that started. So now we're gonna move on to our grit water, and I'm gonna add my curry powder seasoning. I'm gonna go in with some garlic powder. And I'm gonna go in with some onion powder. Sorry y'all, I forgot to show y'all. And then I got my sazon. I'm gonna also season it with some black pepper. I'm also gonna season it with some parsley, you know, for that added texture, that nice color. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of sea salt. Now y'all know I don't do too much salt, but you need flavor, so a little bit of salt ain't gonna hurt nobody. So we're just gonna whisk that together, and we're gonna bring that to a boil. I'm gonna go ahead and add in some almond milk. I usually use coconut milk, but we didn't have any, so I'm gonna go ahead with some almond milk. I don't measure, I just let my ancestors tell me what to do, and I always get it right. So gonna go ahead and get that whisk and marinate it together. And then once that's at a raw boil, we're gonna go ahead and add our grits. So I have the 5-minute grits here. We're gonna go ahead and add those in. Again, I don't measure. It's just something I've been doing for a really long time. So I should probably start measuring for y'all who wanna, you know, follow my recipes and everything. Now, mind you, I love curry powder and sazon in my grits. It gives it a great color, and the flavor is phenomenal, especially if you use coconut milk. So I'm going to go ahead and add the lid to that. And then now we're going to go ahead and start on our tofu scramble. I'm going to go ahead and chop up some green onions. I'm going to go ahead and dice up these mushrooms. Mushrooms are so good in the tofu scramble, and he loves when I add, you know, tons of vegetables. So we're gonna go ahead and put them on a paper plate and put them to the side while we get our pan ready. Now we're gonna go ahead and flip our sausages, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put in some olive oil, and then I also combined some Ganja butter for the tofu scramble. So we're gonna go ahead and get that combined and bring that to a heat so we can go ahead and stir fry our vegetables. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the mushrooms and the green onions to the olive oil and Ganja butter and get those to a well cooked state before we go ahead and add our tofu. So I'm just crumbling up the bigger pieces that were cut, but they weren't fully broken apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that completed. Almost there. So y'all, we have a wonderful weekend planned in Clearwater Beach, Florida, and I am so excited for this weekend for my honey bun, who is an amazing person. So I'm really excited to turn up for his birthday. So go to his channel and tell him happy birthday. All right, so our vegetables are almost fully cooked for the next step. So we're just gonna cook them a few more minutes. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add in some garlic. And I'll use the stir-in paste. So we're just gonna go ahead and do a couple squeeze of that. And we're just gonna combine them with the vegetables. Now, we're not going to add any seasonings to this step because we're going to add the seasoning to the tofu, and then once we do that, you'll see the next step. So now this is where you want, this is the vegetable consistency we particularly like for our vegetables. So I'm going to go ahead and get those incorporated and move them over to one side so we can add in our spinach. So now I'm gonna go in with my spinach. I got this from Aldi's. It's only like $1.42 for a bag of spinach. Great price. If you have an Aldi's near you, check them out. Like, you can get so much fresh vegetables, so much fresh produce from Aldi's. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make some avocado toast. So I'm gonna go in with 4 slices of whole wheat bread, which is vegan bread. And we're gonna go ahead and set that on the setting 2. I like mine on setting 3 because I like my toast crunchy and a little dark. So now that our spinach has cooked down, we're gonna go ahead and move that to the side. And we're gonna start adding in our tofu. So I have the organic extra firm tofu. I love extra firm tofu. And then you want to make sure you clean your hands for this process. Clean under your nails. Ladies, fellas, if you're cooking in your kitchen, you need a nail brush. When you're washing your hands, scrub under your nails because bacteria does get under there. And as you know, we are going through a pandemic, so make sure you are thoroughly cleaning your fingernails as well as your hands. So we're going to go ahead and squeeze that into the pan. And then don't worry about the bigger pieces. You just break that up along as you go while the tofu is cooking. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and start seasoning. We got our ground turmeric seasoning. And we're gonna go in with some more sazon. I love sazon, y'all. Such a great flavor, such a great asset to the kitchen. Great seasoning. We're gonna go in with some parsley. Just for color. And then we're gonna go in with our garlic powder. I'm gonna go in with some smoked paprika. I'm gonna go in with some nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast gives the food a cheesy flavor. It's really good. And then I'm gonna also go in with some onion powder, Tons of flavor is going in here, y'all, but I promise you it's not salty, it's perfect. Then I'm gonna go in with some black ground pepper. I'm gonna go in with a little spice for some cayenne pepper. Gonna go ahead and get that incorporated, and we're gonna cook the tofu on its own side just for a couple minutes because it doesn't take that much to cook the tofu. And now we're gonna go ahead and incorporate the whole pan together. All right, we're gonna go ahead and check on our grits, and look at that, y'all. Great color, nice bubble. It's not sticking to the bottom of the pan, creamy. I added some Ganja butter off camera, but that is the Ganja butter that is on top. And we're just gonna go ahead and stir that in and get that incorporated. So now we're gonna go ahead and add 2 slices of vegan cheese. And this is the brand. Now I'm gonna add some garlic paste. And I'm gonna add a little salt because I did taste it and it needed a little more salt, so not too much. I'm gonna go ahead and get that incorporated and let that vegan cheese melt throughout the grits. Look how creamy this is, y'all. No lumps, no bumps. Perfectly cooked grits. Now, vegan cheese does take a lot to melt, but once it does, it is delicious, okay? And you always want to set your grits on a medium-high heat and do it in a non-stick pan, because if you cook too much grits and you cook it on too high, it will stick to the pan. We're going to go ahead and move on to our avocado toast. So I got some avocados. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out of the skin of the avocado. And I'm just going to lay them nicely on top of the bread. This was kind of hard, so I tried to stay in the camera for y'all. Alright, and I'm just going to spread them out nicely over the toast, like so. And then once we complete that, I'm going to go in with some everything bagel seasoning. I'm going to go in with some black pepper. And I'm going to go in with some salt. One twist for each toast. We're going to go ahead and get that plated up and feed the birthday king. Alright, let's see what he thinks. Happy birthday, honey.